Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, time for Stamping with Denise. How are you today? Hope you had a great weekend. I kind of been getting my mojo back and been got a little bit creative this weekend and was playing with some of the retiring products. Oh my goodness, have you seen the things that are retiring out of the catalog? Some I'm not surprised. Some I'm very surprised about going. So I was pulling out some of the things that are going to be retiring and playing with them. Hey, while I got you here, I'm waiting for everybody to come on. I'm going to pull this up on my computer so I can see it. So would it be helpful to for me to get on live sometime and go through the catalog and kind of point out what is retiring and what's not? If it is, that's something I could do. Just let me know. That's something I might be doing here soon. So then I could do. Oops, I gotta turn the volume off on here. I thought I had turned the volume off on my. There we go. Now I got the volume off on the sound off on my computer. Okay, very good. I'm trying to share this to my personal page and I'm not having any luck in figuring out. So I guess I'll have to do it after the fact. So, okay, last week, if you saw the video, I made a card that looked like a pair of scrubs, you know, to give your favorite healthcare provider who's been working really hard during all of this crazy virus stuff. So this is the card I demonstrated. And remember, if you like what you see and you share my video, you get a chance to win this card. So the winner of this card for sharing last week's video is Shannon Jenkins. Shannon Jenkins. So I'll be getting that card out to you in the mail here in the next day or two. And I hope you have a healthcare provider to send it to. So it's really cute. I got a lot of compliments on it, so I'm glad that everybody enjoyed the card. Tonight I've got a card to share with you that's kind of been all over the Facebook groups and stuff, and I hope you like it too. So like I was saying about the retired list, if you think it would be helpful for me to sit down with the catalog, I could do a kind of an informal live and we can go through the catalog and talk about, you know, go through page by page and talk about some of the things that are retiring. I'm happy to do that, so just give me some feedback. I'm not going to do it if people aren't interested, but I'd like to. Also, the what was I going to say? One more thing. Couple things on the retiring list. Remember, it's all while supplies last, so things are selling out already. So if there's something you really want, don't wait to place that order. When I turn the camera down, you'll see my host code. You can go to my website that's right there on my mat and use that host code and place your order. If you place a $50 order minimum before shipping and tax, I will send you a thank you card and a gift. Might be some embellishments, some ribbons, some 6x6 paper, something along that line. Also, with the retiring, it appears at first glance that the blends are retiring, but they are not. They are simply retiring the ability to buy them individually, you know, the light individual from the dark. So if there's a blend that you want and you want just one shade, the light or the dark, you need to get that, because once those sell out, or June, what is it, 3rd, something like that comes, then you won't be able to do that anymore. So if you have any questions, please message me. I'll be glad to help with that. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put the camera in the holder overhead and we will get started. So hold on here. Let me get the cord out of my way. I think spring is finally just about here in Michigan. I'm so excited. Yay! It'll be warm enough to get out and, you know, do some, let me adjust my lighting here a little bit. So, there we go. I always have a shadow down here, and it's because I have a light behind me and I'm making a shadow. And I'm still working on how to fix that. I may have to move my lights around again, but it's always a work in progress. Okay, so I don't know if you've seen the these cards floating around on social media and Pinterest and stuff using strips to make cards. It's called the Scrappy Strip Technique. It looks hard, but it's super easy. And stick around till the end. I have a really wow card to show you using this technique, okay? But I'm going to wait till the end. So we're going to use this. I tried to use a lot of retiring stuff. This is the mosaic paper. This is the 6x6 designer series paper in our in colors that are staying around. The colors are staying around for another year, but this particular paper is going away. And I just thought that the checks kind of look kind of cute and kind of playful. So I am going to show you how to do this. It looks incredibly hard, but really it's pretty easy. So I'm going to show you. There's only a few rules. I think I counted maybe 3 rules. But we'll have to see, okay? Oh, heck, you know what? I told you to stick around till the end. I was going to show you a wow version. Here it is. I'm going to go ahead and show you now. Look at this. I did this with glimmer paper. And look at that. Ah, isn't that cool? To me, it looks like a fancy dinner party. I've used the silver, the gold, and the white glimmer paper. Or the sparkle glimmer paper. And do you know all of that's retiring? I'm so sad because I love our glimmer paper. It's so nice, it doesn't fall off. It's so nice. And then I'll show you how to do this when you're making the card, but then if you trim off some, you've got a little bit you can put on the inside of your card too. So I'll show you that. See, it just came off of this part here, so when I trimmed it off one of the ends. So anyway, I went ahead and showed you. I was going to save it for the end for the big wow, but I just thought that was so cool looking. Kind of looks like a black tie dinner. Okay, so I'm going to show you. First of all, you want to pick out, now for this card I had what did I have? I had 3 different patterns. This one I don't know. This one I had 5 different patterns because I had one in each. I had 5 different colors, but about 12 strips, okay? And you're going to cut them. You're going to take a base, and I would say start this at 5.5 by like 4 1/4, and then you're going to cut it down, and you'll see why, okay? So I have used the Parisian Blossoms Designer Series paper. I've picked out 3 sheets out of here. Actually, I don't think I'm going to use that side. I think I'm going to use this side. I think I'm going to use the side with the writing on it. I'll probably use some of the back, and I'm going to use this part. And these are 6 inches long. You want it a little bit longer than your base. And I pulled out a scrap piece of silver foil too, because I thought it went nice in case I needed an extra. And so you're just going to start, like I said, this is 6 inches, and my piece is 5 1/2. And we'll cut it down to fit our card, but you want it a little bigger, it makes it easier. And you're simply going to start by cutting strips at an angle, okay? There is no measuring. Just gonna cut a bunch of strips and a bunch of different, you know, angles, and I don't want them too big, but it really is easy to do. Let's see here. I'll start with 3 on that. Let's see what's on that. No, I'm not using that because this paper also has cherry cobbler in it, and I'm not wanting to use that. I'm wanting to stay with the petal pink and the pool party and the silver. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 or 4 strips out of this. Now this is directional, so when you're cutting it, you want to make sure you're cutting it the right way. You know, that your design's going the right way. Flowers, probably it's not as big a deal, but you can see how much I'm measuring here. Not very much. I just don't want them too wide at the top because I'd rather have more strips with a little less, you know, for a little more variety. Let's do that. You know, we can always come back and cut another one if we need to. Whoops, wrong. But I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to need to. Let's see what's on this side. Yep, we'll cut some off of this too, okay? Like this here. Some blues. Oops, not so much. It's hard to cut at an angle like this. You know, we're all used to cutting straight. So let me do one more about like that. Looks good too. I did that. Let's see, what am I using? I think I'll use this side. I'll get a couple of those. Like I said, I'm not using the flowers on the other side for a couple of reasons. One, I think the scale is too big. Number 2, oh, that's not, I think that'll work. And 2, I've already got a paper that has flowers in those same kind of colors, so I'm going to stay with that. There we go. Let me do one more. I think this is so fun. And you know, this is a great way to use up the scraps of your favorite designer series paper that you just don't want to get rid of. And I'm going to do a few out of the silver here, a couple strips. This was just a piece of scrap that was in my package, so I'll cut a couple of those up. Okay, that'll work. So let me do one more just in case. There we go. And yeah, and that's that. You know, I didn't measure at all, really. The only thing, I just made sure that the pieces were longer than my base. And like I said, we'll be cutting this down. Okay, I'm gonna get my silicone sheet out. It has glue on it, but that's okay. It's supposed to. Let me pull in my Tombow glue. Oh, I already took the lid off. Okay. And let me stack up here. I've got silver. I've got this cute little pattern. One thing that I did just realize as I am playing with this is that all of my pieces that have the writing on it will have to, oh no, they're cut different. I'm okay. I was thinking they would all have to kind of go the same direction, but they don't. I think that I'll just have to make sure I put them on the, with the words going the right way. Okay, I think one of these is with that. Okay, there we go. So one of the rules is your first strip has to be lined up with the edge of your cardstock, okay? Now I found, the person I saw doing this, they put glue on the back of their strips. For me, I found this a little less messy to do it this way. Okay, and you'll see why you need that straight edge there. Okay, so I've come up with 3 rules. 1, your base needs to be bigger than the size you want it to end up ultimately. 2, your strips need to be longer than the direction you're going. See, if I wanted to have it go that way, I would need a little bit longer strips. It might work, but... And 3, this edge needs to be pretty straight on. got a little bit, or a little line, and then at the end where it's going to be wide, I just put a little bit more. And you may end up having to go back and put some more glue down, but that's okay, you can do that. You know, once you trim it up to size. Okay, so there you go. You can see how hard, I think I'm gonna put a piece of silver on here next. So, what have y'all been making? So, guess it's super easy. I just came from a meeting, an online meeting. I tell you, it's a good thing I don't have to drive to these things. I'd be running all the time. Let's see, what do I want to put next? Let me dry fit this. See. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. Do you have to watch when you're using foil? It does get, it's easy to get it marred up and to get marks on it, so just be careful of that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that there. Yep. And yeah, you can put two going the same direction together. That's okay. It works. Oh, that might be a little far out. But you want to try to avoid getting glue in what's going to, you know, the space in between your strips. Okay, and you don't want to overthink this. I think if you overthink this, you have, you know, problems. It gets tough. So let's see, we'll do this one like that. That one's pretty wide, wow, okay. Okay, there we go. See how easy this is? I told you, there's nothing to it, but it makes some awesome, awesome cards. And really, you can do these with anything you want. I saw them make a card doing the, I think I'll go silver again. Using all of the retiring in colors, and it was so pretty. You know, it was all those bright colors, and then it was then just simply a sentiment. So, you know, it looks like it's really hard to make, but it isn't. So you can see where I'm going with this. Whoops, a little bit over. There we go. Okay. Let's do this one next. Do I want it to go that way? Yeah, I'll do that one that way. I have restrictions on getting out until the middle of May. So unfortunately, I won't be able to have any of my May classes in person. Again, I'm going to do one by mail. Remember last month I did the Hoot Hoot Hooray, and I've gotten great feedback on that class. So I think I know what stamp set I'm going to use this time around. It's another one that's retiring, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. And I'll be honest, I kind of got sidetracked with this stamp, with this, making this card. These cards, I was looking at them. So, okay. I need to put another one of the pink ones with the writing on it. Okay, let me do this one. That works good like that. Okay. And I'm going much faster than when I did my other ones. Yeah, this Tombow glue is great. It's kind of, you have to practice with it and just, you don't squeeze it too much. You don't want too big of a you know, amount of glue on it, because it will ooze out and make your project sticky. Well, that's odd. I ended up with almost a straight one there. Let's see, what should I put? Okay, I don't want to use those. I could use those sides. I could use some silver. Let's see. Oh, my computer is decided to shut down on me. Okay, well, let me do one more here. My computer's playing, so hopefully that's working. It'll work. Do I want that one there? Sure. Or do I want some silver at the end? Oh, I'll put that one there. And I think it's going to be okay that it doesn't totally cover the edge. We'll have a little bit of gray showing. I might even be able to fill that in with something, just in case. Okay. There, nah, that's good. Okay, so there we are. Look at that. Doesn't that look crazy? Okay, so now we are going to cut this down. And I've got some strips left, but that's okay. Do another card with them. So it's a great way, literally, to use up your scraps of your favorite designer series paper. Okay, so the edge that I had was right here. So now this, like I said, this piece, this base was 5.5 by 4 1/4, but I'm going to cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4. So I made it about 1/4 inch longer on either dimension, okay? And you want the straight edge so that you have something straight to lay up against on your cutting board. But you know on your cutter, your trimmer. I think what I'm going to do first, though, is hand trim some of these off of here on this side right here, just so that I can see on my trimmer. So, anyway. There we go, there's all those little pieces. Okay, so if this is, I want this to be 4 inches. So I'm gonna cut this right like that. Okay. Move that, we're gonna save that because we could use that to decorate on the inside, remember? And then we want the other dimension 5 1/4. So that's 5 1/4. And I'm going to cut this end off because I have this little piece right down here that's showing of the gray base. Except that's going to almost cut all that off. I'm going to cut a little bit off of both sides, I think. Okay. That looks like a straight strip. Oh well. So this will be 5 1/4. Didn't mean that way, but oh well. Okay, and there's our base. Look at that. I will probably put it that way because then maybe I can cover that up with my sentiment. Let's see which way I'm going to put that. And I think while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and put the sentiment on it. I've actually already stamped that. Oh, perfect. That'll cover up that little bit of... No, I got to turn it stuck on. I got to cover it up that way. Okay. I'll get that off of there. Because of the writing. You know, the writing goes that way. So, I am going to put my sentiment... I changed my mind, folks. I don't know what... I'm going to attach this to my base using dimensionals. And I'm going to put quite a few. I'm probably going to put like 6 on here. But you know what? I hadn't decided what color I'm going to use for the base. I pulled out a couple different colors. I pulled out both Pool Party and Puddle Pink. So let's see. Do I like it better on that? Or I think I'm going to put it on the blue. And the reason being is because the ends both ended up with pink, so it'll pop a little bit better. So I think that's when I'm going to do that. So we'll fold that in half. Again, this is half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, so that makes that 8.5 by 5.5. Let me get the bone folder here. And so I get a nice crisp line. Let's see if I can use this adhesive to get that off of there. There we go, that's better. You didn't know you could erase adhesive, did you? Okay, so I'm going to use these, I'm going to take the backs off these dimensionals. I love dimensionals. And I don't know if you saw in the catalog that Stampin' Up! Is getting rid of their snail as we know it. There's a new product. So if you like the snail, it's time to stock up on that. So some of you that have joined us late, welcome. If you like what you see, please share my video and comment shared in the comments, because if I'm not your friend, I can't see that you shared. And if your name's drawn, you might just get this card next week. This is really pretty. I might have to make another one. And I have already pre-stamped my sentiment. It says, cherish every moment of this day. And I am just going to put that right across there. I think I'm going to make it just a little bit shorter. I'm going to cut off the end. And I had pulled out some gemstone, you know, some gems, some clear gems, clear rhinestones. But I don't know if I'm going to put it on here. I think this might be one of those cases where less is more, you know. I'm going to use this to hold on to these just so I can get it placed. I want to try to line it right up. And look at that. There we go. I glued that right on. I could have used mini dimensionals, but I didn't want it too thick because we've got the dimensionals, we've got a couple, you know, layers of paper. But look at that, how simple that and easy that was. Cherish every moment of this day. Now, like I did on this WOW one I did. If you didn't see that, look at that. I used glimmer paper. See, I decorated the inside with the strip that I cut off. So we can do the same thing with this. It's not as wide as the other one, but you certainly can trim it up the same way and use it. Why waste it? You know, or you could use it on another project. You should always decorate the inside. Just like you should never have any naked envelopes, but I'm really bad about decorating envelopes. I don't do it very often. I know, shame on me. Just trim this up here. Okay, look at that. I'm gonna cut that end right there. And that one right there. And I'm just going to attach it. I think I'll put it right at the bottom. Then it brings some of those colors to the inside too. Okay. Put just a little bit of glue on that. Don't need much. And there you go. You know, you could have put it that way if you wanted to. There you go. I hope you like that Scrappy Strip Technique. So here's 4 different cards, all done with the same technique. It never turns out the same anytime you do it. But like I said, share my video, comment, share down below, and you might just win the card I made tonight on the video. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight, and I appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. That will be May 4th. Wow, I can't believe it's already May. Okay, guys, thank you for joining. Take care. Bye now.